From Salinas, California, here is the California All-Star Rodeo, brought to you by Rise Instant Lather.
Welcome to Salinas, California, and the California All-Star Rodeo, one of America's oldest and most colorful rodeos, celebrating its 50th year, its Golden Jubilee. 477 of the world's ranking cowboys have come here to compete for rodeo's richest purse, $74,880. On this fourth and final day, the leaders will battle for top prize money on the toughest animals in rodeo, hand-picked from two of the West's best livestock strings. You'll see bareback, saddle bronc, and bull riding, calf roping, and steer wrestling. And for the first time on TV, the spectacular team roping event. So get set for the most exciting action you've ever seen. Hi, folks. I'm Mel Lambert, your rodeo announcer. I'll be bringing you a play-by-play description of the All-Star California Rodeo here in Salinas, California. Coming up in just a second, bareback riding. Let's go over here and talk to John Hawkins of Twain Harte, California. Hi, John. How are you today?
Hi, Mel.
John, they tell us you're 2 points ahead in the bareback riding here in the lead over Jim Shoulders and Greg Whalen. You think you're going to hold your lead here in the finals today?
I hope so.
Well, John, I hope you do, too. They tell me this little Ruby that you've drawn here, this bucking horse, is certainly a rough one. Have you ever tried to ride her before?
Yes, I drew her once before at Hayward, California, and happened to ride her.
Well, John, you've been the perennial runner-up for the championship of the world each year for the last 3 years. How do you hold your lead this year?
Well, right now I'm sitting in 7th place. I've been real lucky.
Well, you'll come to the front, and good luck on your final horse, John.
Thank you.
In bareback riding, the cowboy rides with a single hand hold in a leather rigging. Must keep one hand free and ride for 8 seconds. 27 cowboys are entered here, making a purse of $6,600. Ralph Buell is the rider with a score of 344 on the 2 horses he's already ridden. Notice Ralph's feet. He must have them high in the horse's neck the first jump out of the chute in order to qualify. The whistle marks the end of the 8 seconds, and now the judges total their score. Each cowboy has mounted 2 horses here, and the 15 contestants with the best total score are meeting in the finals to decide first place, worth $1,038. Here's the score on Ralph Buell, 173, giving him the lead now with 517 points on 3 head. Now Harry Tompkins, Dublin, Texas, number 2 man in the standings for the title in this event. Watch Tompkins jerk his knees and feet in the air, scoring points as he rides. A judge on either side of the horse scores the rider from 1 to 20 points according to how well he rides, and the animal from 65 to 85, depending on how hard he bucks. So to win, the cowboys want the rankest horses. Tompkins goes into the Salinas finals with 342 on 2 head. He needs to score 176 to take over the lead, and the judges say his score is 179, putting this cowboy ahead with a total of 521 points. Here's Sammy Flynn of Long Creek, Oregon. His first 2 horses, he has a score of 344. In order to go to the lead, he'll have to make 178 points. Here's the Ray Coors horse called Spotted Fever. He's been tried 10 times this year, only ridden twice. He's bucked off our current world champion, and here's Sammy Flynn, 21-year-old bareback rider. Stay with him, Sammy boy. Watch those spurs high in the air and the free hand. Notice the high-kicking action in the rear of the horse, and the pickup man in there, they almost got him. Sammy's wondering what his score is as he goes back, and our judges say it's 179, giving him a total of 523. And as we go up the line with these bareback riders, Sammy now goes to the head of the bunch with the high score on his 3-horse total. And here's Buddy Peak of Tucson, Arizona, with a score of 345 on 2 head. In order to beat the last cowboy, Sammy Flynn, he'll have to make 179. Here's Red River, the horse, owned by Andy Arregui of New Hall, California. He's a tough one, too. He's been out 12 times this year, only ridden twice. Last year, he was at the national finals in Dallas, Texas. And this cowboy, Buddy Peak, is the 14th ranking cowboy for the championship of the world in bareback riding. Well, if you'll notice, he's wearing a bandage on the left arm from a badly cracked elbow, and he's also got a cracked ankle that he received earlier in bareback riding. He's a lad that's been rodeoing since he was 15. He's 26 years old now. Watch as he takes that hold in the bareback rigging. When he thinks the horse is ready and he's ready, he'll give the nod. The gate man will open the gate. So take a deep seat, a long breath, and stay long time, Buddy Peak. And here he comes. See his feet high over his shoulders. Stay in the buggy, Buddy. Don't lose him. Down goes Buddy Peak. It's too bad for this good cowboy. Buddy goes back to the chutes feeling a little bit blue here today. He gets no score. The reason? He bucked down before the sound of the horn. Well, better luck next time, Buddy. Feels that old cracked wrist and elbow there a little bit. Our pickup men now getting the horse out of the arena, and in a moment we'll be ready with our next bareback rider. All right. Back over to the chutes now. Here's Eddie Acreage of Midland, Texas, with a score of 345 on his first two horses. In order to go to the top of the bunch, he'll have to make a score of 179. He's got the Ray Coors horse, a good one, called Casey. He's been out 6 times this year, and like the other 2 ahead of him, he's only been ridden twice. And you saw him, many of you, in action at the national finals in Dallas, Texas in 1959. Acreage from Midland, Texas. He's been 3 times our world champion bareback rider. Notice him taking his hold here. Puts his fingers through the hand hold here, then bends his glove back, takes a good firm grip. Notice over here on the other side of the chute, a cowboy tries to gentle the old pony a little bit, keep his mind off of Eddie on his back. These boys want the horse to stand as quietly as possible. Eddie says, let's have him, and here he is, a 3-time champion in action. Look at the action on this one. Don't lose him, Eddie. Stay right up there, cowboy. Well, did he make it? It was a close one. It's up to the judges to decide. An 8-second ride. Well, Eddie's wondering, too, as he comes back, did he make it to the horn or not? Well, here it is. The judges say he score. He did it. 174, giving him a total of 519. But Eddie doesn't go ahead of Sammy, who has the high score so far. Well, we're right over here at the chutes now with Greg Whalen of Santa Cruz, California. With a score of 347 on his first 2, he'll have to make a score of 177 to beat Sammy Flynn. Watch that action here. There goes his hat. Stay right up there, cowboy. This is old Roney of the Haregi string, and down goes Greg Whalen. Well, it was before the sound of the whistle, so he gets no score. A tough old horse, this one. 30 years old. He's been one of the greatest and still mighty, mighty hard to ride. Well, he's carried a lot of good cowboys to the pay window, and he's bucked down a lot of good ones before the whistle. Here's Jim Shoulders of Henrietta, Oklahoma. 347 is his score on 2, and he's tied for second place as we go into the finals. Spur him, cowboy. He'll have to make 177 to go to the lead on this ride. He's won 4 world championships in this event, more than any other cowboy in the business. Already in day money here, he's won $519, and he's our current all-around champion of the world. Watch our pickup men moving in on Shoulders. Jim is plenty sore. He's ridden a lot of stock here. He'll probably take it a little easy getting off of this one. Here's Don Happy taking the dallies, picking the horse up. Ty Salachi, our arena director, moving in to help him. And Jim taking his hand out of the rigging. And he is sore here today. Well, old Jim has won his share of money, over $300,000 in all in the rodeo arena. One of the greatest in the business. Here's John Hawkins of Twain Harte, California. He'll be our next bareback rider. He has a score of 349 on his 2 horses. He's our leading man now as we go into the finals with a score. He'll have to make a score of 175 to beat Sammy Flynn to win the bareback riding here. Here he is on Little Ruby that he mentioned he rode once before, and it looks like he might make it again. Don't lose him, Johnny. A tough horse, 10 times out, only been ridden 4 times, and there's the horn, and Hawkins makes it. He's been 3 times our runner-up for the bareback riding championship. He's already won $595 here. Let's see what the cowboy judges have to say about his score. It's a good one, 176, or a total of 525. And this makes John Hawkins our bareback riding winner for the 1960 California Rodeo. Well, this is Bob Henry of Lakeside, California, and he's our leading bulldogger or steer wrestler here at Salinas. Bob, you've been in the business a long, long time. How long has it been?
Well, Mel, let's see. It's been 1939, 21 years.
21 years. Well, that's a long time. They tell me you've done real well here so far by winning $811. and that you were a little worried on the steer you had yesterday. How did you get by him?
Well, luck is with me, Mel. We win first day money with 8-2.
Well, good. I'm glad to hear it. I hope you throw this one today in as fast a time or better. Good luck.
Thanks.
The steer is given a 20-foot head start over the cowboy and his horse. The contestant jumps from his horse to the steer, brings the animal to a stop, and wrestles it to the ground. When the steer is flat on the ground with all 4 feet pointing in the same direction, time is taken, and the fastest time wins. This is Biff Davis of Chatsworth, California, who has thrown his 3 steers here in a total of 64 8/10 seconds. If he can down this one, he'll be the man to beat. And steer wrestling is one of the toughest events in the rodeo game. Oh, after about 6 seconds of that, you'll feel like you've been run over with a whole herd of these things. Biff takes no time here today, and he gets no money, but he's okay. 31 cowboys are entered here, and the purse totals $7,000. And the man with the least total time on forehead will get a check for $927. Now, Bob A. Robinson of Rockland, Idaho, who leads for the World Championship in this event this season. He's 71 6/10 seconds on 3, and world titles are decided on the basis of money won during the year-round rodeo season. Well, here he comes. Moving into position, watch the hazer pull his steer in there to make the jump or the steer in the proper place for him. His feet hit the ground beautifully, applying the pressure, the holt, and down he goes with all 4 feet out in the one direction. Here's Bob A. Robinson's time of Rockland, Idaho. It's a 12 4. That gives him a total time of 84 seconds on his steers. Mighty good time. Here's Harley May of Oakdale, California. He's got a time of 42 seconds flat on 3 steers. He's currently 7th as we go into the finals here at Salinas. In order to go to the lead in this event, he'll have to put one down in less than 18 2/10 seconds. He might be able to do it. He was in the lead here on 2. He ran into trouble on the 3rd steer. He was our world champion steer wrestler in 52 and then again in 1956. He's our past president of the Rodeo Cowboys Association, which is the administrative body that takes in 492 of the nation's rodeos. They paid out last year a total of $3,192,000 in prize money. Here comes Harley May, twice a world champion. Oh, he closes in beautifully on this one. Notice the hold as he puts him in there, applies the pressure, and he misses. The steer falling the wrong way. We call this a dog fall. He lets him up. Tries it again, and it looks like a good one this time. The flag is dropped. His time, 16 5/10 seconds, or a total on 4 steers of 58 5, and that puts Harley May out in the lead right now. Well, here's Billy Hale of Colorado Springs, Colorado. He's got a very fast 37 2/10 on 3. He's 5th place now as we go into the last go here in the steer wrestling. He'll have to throw this one in 21 3 to go ahead of Harley May. At 21, this cowboy was the youngest steer wrestler to qualify for the National Finals Rodeo last fall. He was 11th last season and now ranks in the same place for this year. Notice his horse, a little anticipation here. He's ready to go at the slightest rattle. The barrier cord across there snaps open, letting him out. He takes a long leap for this one. Notice the pressure here. This old steer trying to back out of this one. Don't lose him. And a beautiful fall. He's on the ground. Billy Hale's time, it's a very speedy 13 2. Gives him a total of 50 4/10 seconds. That puts him right out there in the lead now. He's the man to beat from here on. All right, our next bulldogger, steer wrestler, as he comes into the barrier, he's big bashful Benny Reynolds of Melrose, Montana. He's in 4th place now with a time of 36 8 on his 3 steers. He's got to make a 13 6 now to go to the lead over Billy Hale. He stands 10th in this contest for the championship of the world this year. Attaboy, Benny. He's got him a fast one. He scoops him up. He's about 6'3", Benny is, weighs 210 pounds, and he gets this one down real easy. His time, 12 seconds flat, and it looks like a total time of 48 8/10 seconds. And there goes Big Benny out into the lead. Oh, he's a big guy. Tough to beat in this event. Worked under a handicap today. Here's Dud Taylor of Parkfield, California. 8th as we go into the finals here with a score of 46-1 on his first 3 steers. He can't go to the lead because Benny is right in there with a little over 48 seconds. So this cowboy would have to throw one down in less than 2 seconds, and that's impossible. Well, Dud is considered one of the most successful ranchers here in California. He entered rodeos as a hobby a few years back, and he's a tough boy to beat. He's won Salinas in this event before. Boy, he's got a fast one. And he puts on the brakes. Come on, Dud. The front hold. And on the ground with him in a hurry. That's the hold the boys use for a fast throw. The front hold. He has a time of 12 2/10 seconds, which gives him a total of 58-3. Sets him back a ways. Here's Don Huddleston of Clayton, Oklahoma. He's second man now going into the finals here with a score of 35 4/10 on 3 steers. He's got to put this one down in about 13 4/10 to go ahead of big bashful Benny Reynolds of Melrose. "25 years old. He's in his second pro season. He looks good. There goes his hat. You've got to keep your feet ahead of you, and look at this Holt. He puts it on, and he's down right now. His time 9 8/10 seconds, or a total of 45 2/10 on all 4 steers. Puts him out there in the lead now ahead of big Benny Reynolds. He's about 6'4", weighs 229 pounds. All right, now we're ready with our next bulldogger. He's Bill Fedderson of El Reno, Oklahoma. 35 8/10 seconds on 3. He's in third now as we go. He'll have to make a 9 4 to go to the lead. He's moving about 30 miles an hour when he takes a hold of this one. He's a good bronc rider, good bulldogger, what we call an all-around, and he tickles him down with that toe. His time 12 8/10 seconds, and that gives him a total of 48 6. 48 6, not quite good enough to go ahead of Big Benny, but right in there. He'll probably carry home some of the prize money. Here's the boy we interviewed earlier. He's Bob Henry of Lakeside, California. Here he is. Bob has a total time on his first 3 steers of 31 2/10 seconds. He'll have to make it in 14 seconds on this one to beat Don Huddleston. Bob's placed in the day money here on 2 steers for a money of $811. He's moving in a little wide as he takes into this one. A beautiful catch that. Oh boy, Bob, stay with him. And he jumps over him. He loses him. He looks like he's mad, but a big smile, a real sport, a hard cowboy to beat. Well, that's too bad, Bob, and there goes all the money in the finals that Bob had his sights on. Well, here's our steer wrestling winner from Clayton, Oklahoma, with a total time of 45 2/10 seconds. It's Don Huddleston. Congratulations, Don. Coming up next for the first time on TV, team roping.
Here's our 2 team ropers from down on the Mexican border down near Imperial, California. And they're 8 seconds ahead of all 160 other team ropers here. This is Bob Robinson, Billy Hogue. Bob, how do you think your lead is going to hold up here in the finals?
I don't think that 8-second lead is pretty good right now.
You think she's going to hold up pretty good for the finals?
We hope so.
Well, I do too. Well, Billy, out on the open range and ranch lands today, do you fellas still use team roping?
Yeah, Mel, we do for catch them, for branding and doctoring, that sort of thing.
Well, good. Well, we'll be watching for you boys to make a championship here today. We hope so.
Thanks a lot, Mel.
One cowboy ropes the steer around the head or horns. The partner ropes the hind feet, and a 5-second fine is assessed if the roper gets only one hind foot. Time is taken when both ropers have caught and faced the steer with their ropes tight. This event at Salinas offers the richest purse in rodeo history. 161 teams have each paid a $200 entry fee, swelling the payoff pot to $36,200. Now roping, Californians E.V. Dorsey and Harold Mattis with a total time of 57 6 on 3 head. Their time here today is a 15 7/10 seconds, gives them a total of 73 3. Here's Jack Gomez of Glen Ellen, California, Ron Biggin of San Francisco. They've got 57 seconds on 3 steers. In 6 places they go to the finals. They'll have to make a 16-2 to go to the lead. That'll have to be fast. Notice the cowboy carrying his loops in his hand. The rope is not tied fast. Dallies are made after the catch or wraps around the horn. Notice this one. It's a beauty, square around the horns and the dallies around the saddle horn. The heel throw is a good one. Both hind feet in the loop, and there's the steer properly on the ground for branding or dehorning or doctoring, as Billy called our attention earlier. And their time 11 3/10 seconds, or a total of 68 3. That takes them into the lead right now. Well, here's brothers Stan and Dan Branco with a time of 56-7 on 3 steers. They're in 5th place. Speedy 11 6 or anything under will take them to the lead. These boys hail from Madeira. Notice the cowboy taking a hold of that saddle horn. These horses really pull out of there in a hurry. Moving into position, he misses his head loop, and that's going to cost him valuable time here. There's a beauty on the head. All right, it'll be up to his brother now to move in for the heel throw. Gathers his rope. Come on, cowboy, let's go. Well, there's their catch with the one hind foot. Took them a little too long. They go way out of the finals now. Here's our next team. It's Ray Coors and Fred Nason with a time of 56 3 on 3 steers. They're in 4th as we go down to the finals. They'll have to make a fast one, 11 9/10 seconds to go to the lead. It's Ray Coors in the black hat, one of our rodeo livestock producers. He makes a beauty of a catch. Watch for that heel throw. They set the trap, and it looks like both of them are in there. And he pulls one foot out. That costs them an added 5 seconds penalty. Their time would have been a good one, but they get with their penalty of 15 4. Or a total time of 71 7, putting them 2nd place. Here's a pair of boys to watch. It's Gene Rambo and Jim Rodriguez Jr. with 3 steers roped in 49 2. They're in 3rd now as we go into the finals. Anything under 19 seconds will take them to the lead. All right, here they are. And it looks like Jim Rodriguez makes the head catch. They've been 3-year winners here the past 3 years in team roping. And Gene Rambo picks up both hind feet and loses that one hind one. This may take them out of the finals. It doesn't look like it does with a time of 16 3 or a total of 65 5, and they stay right in there. Rodriguez is our current world champion. He's the youngest cowboy ever to win this world championship title. Here's Virgil Wallace of Riverside, California, Sonny Turman of Oakdale. They're 2nd as we go into the finals here in the team roping. They'll have to make a 16 5 or better to go into the win, which will mean about $4,900. Notice the catch around the neck on this one. Sonny Turman moves in. He's a former world champion bareback rider and a hard boy to beat in this event. He throws his loop, and it looks like he missed, and there they go out of the finals. No score. Well, here's Billy Hogue of Holtville and Bob Robinson, whom you met earlier. And they're in the lead now as we go into this final part of the steer roping with a time of 40 9 on their 3 steers. Well, they've got a long time to win the money here today. Anything under 24 4 will take them into that big win of around $5,000. Gene Rambo, is in the lead with his partner Jim Rodriguez. And these boys are going to have to ride and rope to beat them. And the pressure is on these 2 boys as they come into the barrier. Notice Bob, he's wondering if they can make it. If they miss, they'll lose $4,808. They give the nod. They say, let's have him. Believe me, these boys are thinking about that prize money. Bob Robinson moves in, makes a beauty of a catch, but he picks up one front foot. This will cost him 5 seconds. The throw at the heels is a miss. Too bad. Here's the team that takes the top money home in team roping. It's Gene Rambo and Jim Rodriguez Jr. with a time of 65 5/10 seconds on their 4 steers. We'll be starting the bull riding in just a moment. And now
Top spot in Brahma bull riding at the California Rodeo in Salinas. Bill Reinstein and Harry Tompkins, each with a score of 343. Well, who do you think is drawing the toughest bull of the 2 of you here today?
I would say Bill has.
You think Bill has? Have you ever tried to ride this bull before, Bill?
Yeah, I rode him once before.
You rode him once. Well, it looks like you have a good chance to go to the top spot. Harry, how about you? Have you tried your bull before?
No, I've never been on either one of the 2.
You've never been on either of the 2 before. Well, how about taking your hold on the bull rope? I know that's an important part. How do you do it?
It's a standard half-inch rope that's taken apart and braided flat to the size of your hand that you can hold. And you just pull it up as tight as you'd like. I ride one real loose. Take one wrap around the back of your hand and nod.
And hope it holds. Well, good luck to both of you. One of you is going to be the champion here.
Well, don't count on it.
Couple that whistle blows.
Rodeo's roughest contest for bumps and bruises, the bull riding. It's the purest man-against-beast struggle in the cowboy sport. With only the loose route, the rider clings to 2,000 pounds of bull. He must keep one hand free and ride for 8 seconds. He's not required to move his feet in this event. You'll notice now, Big Benny Reynolds pulls his rope for him, places it into his hand. This is Del Hathaway of Snyder, Texas, who has a score of 332 on 2 bulls. He's in 8th place now as we go into the finals. He's drawn number 61 of the Andy Arregui string. All right, it looks like things weren't quite ready for Del. Benny pulls his rope for him again. Del takes a good firm grip on that tight pull on the rope, brings it around behind his hand. He'll take another good tight hold on it and hope it'll hold this time. Pushes his fingers down against the rope tight. There's a little rosin on there that helps him with the hold. He's about ready now. He gives the nod. He says, let's have him. And here he is. Notice he goes into a spin right here, and a spinning bull is a rough one to ride. Stay right in there, Del. Don't lose him, Cowboy. The horn, he made it all the way. And he did a beautiful job of stepping off. Here's the score from the judges, 176, giving him a total of 508. Well, here's Don Kimball of Denver, Colorado. On his first 2 bulls, he has a score of 334. He's in 7th place right now, and he's got to make a score of 175 to go to the lead. He's drawing the Coors bull called All Shook Up. He's a tough one. He's been out 10 times in 1960 and has been unridden today. 33 cowboys are entered here, and the purse totals $7,400. The high men on 2 bulls meet here in the finals, and the one who wins first will get $1,175. Don takes a good tight hold now. Here was a national finals bull at Dallas, Texas in '59. All right, he says, let's have him. Real high, he looks like a tough one. Into a tight turn, and there goes Don Kimball. Notice Sherman Crane moving in between the bull and the cowboy. Larry McKinney moves in there to keep that bull off of him should he decide to turn back and take a hold of the cowboy or trample him. Here's the score on Don Kimball. Oh, he got no score. Buck down. Here's Dave Wilson of Santa Ynez, California, with a score of 320 on 2 bulls. Slingshot is the name of the bull. He's been ridden 7 times in 7 years. That's a pretty good score for the bull. So far, no one has ridden him this year. He's the tough bull Slingshot of the Andy Arregui string. Altogether in his history, he's been out of the chutes 281 times, which means that this old bull has topped the boys' average 1 ride in 40 tries. Notice how they're helping this boy get his holt there. Won't be long now, he'll be giving the nod. Notice the different creases in the cowboy hats. All have their own system or method of creasing a hat. He leans back, pulls tight, says, let's go with him. And here he is. Around and around, he takes a short journey, and it's no score for this good cowboy. Well, he's a little disgusted, you can bet your boots on that. Here's Jim Shoulders of Henrietta, Oklahoma. 5th place now as we go to the finals. He has a score of 339 on his first 2 bulls. In order to go to the lead here, he'll have to score 170. He's got a tough one called White Spot to try here today. And White Spot has been out 15 times this year with only 1 cowboy staying aboard. You want to watch Shoulders. He's our present world champion bull rider. He's been 7 times the world champion in this event. He's a cowboy who holds more championships than any other cowboy in rodeo history. 16 titles in all, and his winnings to date $361,000 in 12 years as a professional bull rider. All right, here he is. Here's one of the toughest men in the business to buck down. The bull turns one way then the other, trying to lose him, but old Jim stays right in the buggy all the way. The horn, he made it, and Jim takes the hard way down. Sherman helps him up there a bit, says, you made a good ride, Jim. And here's the score. 170, which gives him a total of 509 on his 3 bulls, and this puts Jim Shoulders out in the lead here. Here's Earl Sutton of San Jose, California. On 2 bulls, he has a score of 334. He'll have to mark a good high 171 or over to go to the lead. He's got Ray Corr's bull called Droopy. Been ridden only 5 times in 3 years he's been bucking. Come on, Earl. He's a rough one. There goes Earl's hat, and they say when you lose your hat, you're going to lose your seat next. Well, it's no score for Earl Sutton. He's a little unhappy. Here's Bob Wegner of Ponca City, Oklahoma. He made the finals even though he's bucked off one of his 2 bulls here. He's the high man on 1 bull in the day money. He's drawn the Andy Aregi bull called Brownie. Well, this boy's going to have to mark a big high one to win here today, 170. He'll have to make 177 to go to the lead. That is for the day money here today. Bob was the runner-up for the championship of the world in 2 years, 58 and 59. He's got a rough one, a high-kicking, high-jumping bull. Don't lose him, Bob. A tough little guy to shake loose. And the horn, his score today, 177. And he's feeling a little happy about that high score. Here's Ed Letourneau of Davis, California. 3rd place as we go into the finals. He's got a score of 342 on 2 bulls. He'll have to score 168 to beat Jim Shoulders here. He's got Two Tone, the name of the bull. They tell us he's a rough spinning bull we'll want to watch closely out of the chute. Watch our clowns. They know he's a spinner. They're in there close in the event he drops that Cowboy in the spin. And the horn, he makes it, gets a beautiful dismount there, right on his feet. Letourneau is a college student, University of California at Davis. He's studying to be a veterinarian. He finished 5th place last year in the bull riding for the championship of the world. Here's his score, 170, giving him a total of 512. And that takes him out into the lead. Here's Harry Tompkins of Dublin, Texas, with a score of 343 on 2 bulls. He's tied for the lead. He'll have to make 170 to beat Ed Letourneau. He's got Pansy, a tough bull to ride. This bull's only been ridden once in 16 times out of the chute, and Tompkins says, let's have him. Here's the man that's mighty rough in this event. He's led all bull riders this year, and he gets off beautifully and away from the bull. Here's his score. It's 175 added to his 343, gives him a 518 total. And here is Harry Tompkins now way out there on top for the lead here. Here's Billy Reinstein of Narravisa, New Mexico. He's tied with Harry Tompkins with a score of 343 on his first 2. He'll have to beat or make 176 or better to win here today. And he's got the famous Andy Aregi bull called Blue Bell Wrangler. And out of 21 times this old bull has been out in 1960, he's only been ridden twice. He's a high jumper and a tough one to ride. Reinstein had this bull at the national finals in Dallas last winter, where the top stock from every livestock string in the rodeo business was assembled. He rode the bull at that time. Will he be able to make it here today? If he does, he'll have to score 176 or better. Notice the boys helping him here, and they're handy to have around in the event that old bull may jump a little wild in the chute. Throw him down under him or over his head. Always good to know you got somebody there. Bill takes these wraps. Oh, you can bet the tension is on him now. And here he is. A high one he is. Oh, and he turns one way, the other, and there goes Bill Reinstein out of the finals with no score. And here's our bull riding winner. He's Harry Tompkins of Dublin, Texas, with a score of 518 on his 3 bulls.
Here comes Dan Branco, our top calf roper here at Salinas, going into the finals. He's a nearby cowboy from Chowchilla. Dan, it looks like you're really up on top here with the big pros in rodeo. Why is it you only rodeo in the state of California? Have you ever thought of getting out and making a full-time job of it?
No, I got a farm to take care of, and I just rodeo part-time.
Rodeo and part-time. Well, how's your horse and everything looking for the big finals today?
I hope everything is all right.
You hope everything's all right. Well, good luck to you, Dan, in the finals.
The livestock handling for this performance has been supervised by the American Humane Association. Calf roping is another race against time. Cowboy must give the calf a 30-foot head start, rope the animal, dismount, and throw the calf by hand. Then he crosses and ties 3 feet with that short rope you see in Glenn's mouth. It's called a piggin string, about 6 feet long. Here's Glenn Franklin of House, New Mexico. Riding hard and fast. Watch this good horse pull up on the calf. A beauty of a catch square around the neck. Now down to the calf in a hurry. Watch the horse keeping all the slack out of the rope. Puts the piggin string on the front foot. The 2 hind ones up a wrap another. Before you say it, he has him all tied. It looks good. Now back to the horse. Here's the time on Glenn Franklin. It's 18 and 5/10 seconds, or a total time of 79 and 8/10. The nod, the approval of the time by the judge. Here's Bobby Goodspeed of Wetumpka, Oklahoma. He's in 7th place as we go to the finals with a time of 65 and 9/10 on 3 calves. He'll have to rope one fast today, 13 and 7 to go to the lead. And this is tough to do. Each calf is given a 30-foot head start over the boy and his horse. He'll have to ride fast to make a 13 and 7 or better. He says, let's have him. All right, he makes a dandy, uses a long rope, and he pitched all of it out there. This boy legs him down. Watch that piggin string go on around those 3 feet. Didn't take him long. When he throws his hands into the air, that signals our judge to drop his flag. And here's the time. It's a 14 seconds flat. Gives him a total of 79 and 9/10, just 1/10 of a second behind Glenn Franklin. Well, that's a tight race between those 2 cowboys here. Here's our judge, Carl Mendes. He rides away. He's given the approval. Here's Junior Musio of Fresno, California. He's 6th as we go to the finals with a time of 60 and 9/10 on 3. He's got a rope one and 18 and 9 to go to the lead. He catches one. It looks like a good catch. Steps around the opposite side of his calf and chunks him down. Horse not giving him too much help here. Now he is. Here's the flag being held high by the judge. He takes a little time making these wraps. He wants to make sure he stays tied. This cowboy is one of the toughest young cowboys in the state. He's a dairy rancher. He gets a good time here today, a little slow, 33 and 6/10 seconds, or a total of 94 and 5, and he doesn't make it to the lead, going out of the finals. Too bad, cowboy. Here's Bob Woolry of Cottonwood, California, with a time of 60 and 9 on 3. He's 5th now as we go to the finals. Got 18 and 7/10 or better to go to the lead on this one. He's an unprofessional cowboy. Makes this his first start in big pro rodeo. 18 and 7. Can he make it? He might do it. He's got a fast catch. Boy, here's a tough calf. He kicks him, too, as he steps around him to make that tie. Piggin string out of his belt there. Carried the end of it in the belt. And a beautiful wrap. Nice work, cowboy. His time, 20 and 9, or a total of 81 and 8. And this cowboy is now in the lead for the top spot here at the California Rodeo. The judges say on time. It was a good one. Here's John Clem of Chandler, Arizona. He's got a time of 59 and 4 on his 3 calves. He's 4th now as we go to the finals. He'll have to rope one in 20 and 3 or better to go to the lead of Bob Woolry. He's already won $611 here so far. He's a well-known rancher and a part-time rodeo hand. Come on, John. He fits one on like a necktie when it gets there. He uses a long rope, too. Most of these southwestern boys use a long one. Piggin string is on. Everything looks smooth here. It's a good one. Now that calf must stay tied for a struggle of 6 seconds after slack is given on the rope when the cowboy gets back to his horse. Here's his time. It's 17 and 5/10 seconds. A total of 76 and 9/10 seconds puts him out in the lead now. Here's Mickey Gilbert of Van Nuys, California. On 3 calves, he's got 57 and 9. He'll have to rope one about 18 and 9/10 seconds to go to the lead over John Clem of Chandler. He says, let's have him. This is a good boy. He's just 23 years old. Started rodeoing while he was in college. He's got a beautiful quarter horse, and he moves in fast and a nice catch. Getting a hold of that front leg is quite a tricky job. Down goes the boy, but he's up in a hurry. There's about as neat a wrap as you'll ever see. He's feeling a little proud as he goes back to his horse. His time, 16 7/10 seconds, a total of 74 6. And Mickey Gilbert of Van Nuys, California, is out in the lead now, and is he happy? You bet he is. All right. He's in the lead. He's going to be hard to beat with that time. Here's Leonard Block of Denair, California, a consistent winner. He has 54 1/10 on 3 calves. He's second as we go to the finals. To beat Mickey Gilbert, he'll have to rope one in 20 4 or less. He's an old-timer. He's been at it 20 years. He knows how to get the job done. Here's his calf. Notice the barrier cord snapping open. That means the calf has crossed his 30-foot score line out there, and Leonard makes a beautiful catch. These old-timers are hard to beat. Leonard's a big boy, stands well over 6 foot tall. Gets his calf down. Everything is working beautifully here for him. Nice going, Leonard. Beautiful work. All right, here's his time. Our timers say he has a 17 3. That gives him a total of 71 4/10 seconds, and he now takes over. He's the top man here right now. Well, he's got his sights set on a big pile of prize money. He may win it. Here's Dan Branco. Leonard's a little tired as he comes back from that one. We said he's been 20 years in this business. Dan Branco is getting ready back here, our next roper. Leonard coils his loop. He knows he's out there in the lead now. All right, here's Branco, Chowchilla, California, with a time of 53 5 on 3 calves. He's first as we go now to the finals. He's got to make a 17 8/10 seconds to get ahead of Leonard Block. Notice he has a second rope on the saddle as he comes out to ride in the event he misses the first loop. It's tucked into the breast collar there. He's already won 458. He missed that first loop, and his second one comes in handy. It's a good catch. This cost him a few valuable seconds. Come on, Dan. A beautiful tie. Too bad he couldn't have made that first loop count. Here's his time today, 23 seconds flat, and this gives him a total of 76 5, putting him back in third place in the finals. Too bad he had his sights set on the win. He was leading as he went in that box to rope. Well, that's tough. Well, here he is, your top man of the Salinas, California, roping this year. He's Leonard Block with a time of 71 4 on all his calves.
Well, here's Enoch Walker of Cody, Wyoming, our top man in the saddle bronc riding here today. He's just 1 point ahead of the other cowboy, Winston Bruce. Enoch, what horse have you drawn for the finals here today?
Well, his name's Flying Dutchman, Mel. I don't know anything about him. I haven't seen him before.
You've never seen the horse or tried him before?
No.
Well, I hope you have good luck on him. What's the first thing you think about, Enoch, when you get down onto the back of one of those hurricane decks of a real tough bucking bronc?
Well, you just think about that prize money itself.
Think about how much you're going to win if you win here today.
Yeah.
Well, I hope you win a lot, and good luck in the finals, Enoch.
Saddle bronc riding, the classic cowboy contest. Rider uses a standard saddle and a single braided rope rein. He must ride 10 seconds with one hand free. First jump out of the chute, the cowboy must have his feet high in the horse's neck. This is Bob A. Robinson, Rockland, Idaho, with a score of 510 on his first 3 horses. Notice the long rein. And it looks a little long as he goes into the ride. He's a rough one, high jumping. And there goes Bob Robinson down. He's kicked and spun around as he leaves the horses. The judges score the rider from 1 to 20 for how well he rides, and the horse gets a score from 65 to 85, depending on how rough it is to ride. And Bob Robinson gets no score today. Incidentally, leads all professional cowboys in total money won this year. He's 26, was Rookie of the Year in 1957. Here's Casey Tibbs of Brackettville, Texas, with a score of 511 on his first 3 horses. He's 6th as we go into the finals now. He rides the good Andy Arregui horse known as Calgary. The horse came from Canada, and Cowboys really like the way that he bucks. He's almost a sure winner every time if you can stay to the horn. Tibbs is our 1959 world champion saddle bronc rider. It's the 6th time he's won that title. He'll be trying to ride here today to set the pace in this event. Takes a good tight grip on his buck rein, a left hand hold. Most of the boys take a left hold. He said, let's have him, and here he is. Notice Casey's free swinging style, his floating type of a ride. A tough horse, high kicking behind. Notice his arm as he holds his balance there in the horn. He made it to the whistle. Pickup men do a good job of getting him down. Here's his score. It's 181. Added to his 511 gives him a total of 692. Well, that puts Casey out in the lead now in our saddle bronc riding. Nice ride, Casey. Here's Jim Rozier of Wilder, Idaho. He's already bucked off one horse. He goes into our final riding trying to win a little day money here today, and it looks like the old pony's trying to get the best of him before they open that gate. With 20 Cowboys here, we have got a total prize money of $6,100 in the bronc riding. And here he is. Don't lose him, Jim. Stay right in there. There's the horn, and it looks like Jim Rozier stays with him all the way. The judges say that he failed to get his spurs up over the horse's neck, and he gets no score. Tough luck for a good Cowboy. Better luck next time. Here's Ronnie Raymond of Prineville, Oregon. He's the second man back of the first one here. On 3 head, he has a score of 514. He's 4th place now as we go into the finals in the saddle bronc riding. He'll have to score a big high one of 178 to go to the lead. He's got Andy Arregi's horse, Red Gold. Incidentally, this horse has bucked off Casey Tibbs last month. He may turn back out of the chute, and here he is, Ronnie Raymond. A young lad, 19 years of age, does a lot of spurring on a rough horse. All the way, Ronnie. Here's another one making it all the way to the whistle. The judges say his score is 173, giving him a total of 687, and he does not go to the lead like he was hoping. Here's our next saddle bronc rider. He's Winston Bruce of Calgary, Alberta, Canada. Here's Alvin Nelson of Sentinel Butte, North Dakota, with a score of 517 on 3. He's 3rd now as we go to the finals. He'll have to make a score of 176 to go to the lead. The good horse Rattlesnake is the one he's drawn. Alvin looks very much at ease as he gets ready to try this one. He's a tough horse. He's been out 10 times this year. He's bucked off 6 of his men. He was a tough bucker at the National Finals Rodeo in Dallas last winter. And here he is, Alvin Nelson, our 1958 world champion saddle bronc rider. He's got a rough one today. Watch him. It looks like he's falling, and he does, and Alvin walks away from it. How he did it, I don't know. They say any landing you can walk away from is a good one. He had a close call there. Here's his score, 176, gives him a total of 693. He's now in the lead. Here's Winston Bruce of Calgary, Alberta, Canada, with a score of 522 on 3 head. He's 2nd now going into the finals. He'll have to score 172 on Pistol, the horse, to win it here today. Notice the head action on this one. He's rough. Well, he made it to the whistle. His score 177, giving him a total of 699, and now he's out in 1st place in our saddle bronc riding. Here's Enoch Walker of Cornville, Arizona, with a score of 523 on 3 horses. He goes into the finals in 1st place. A score of 177 will carry him to the top spot in the win here. He's placed on 2 heads so far. He's been the hottest man on the road in saddle bronc riding. The last 2 months, he's been hard to beat. Before Salinas, he was only $146 ahead of our leader in this event. And if he rides this horse and wins here, he'll go ahead in our championship race for the championship of the world. Enoch takes a good tight left-hand hold. Most boys take a left-hand hold in the saddle bronc riding. He gives the nod. He said, let's have him. Spurs high over the neck like they should be. The horse spins a couple of times. That's a tough one to ride. That a boy, Enoch. Stay right in there. There's the horn. Did he beat Winston Bruce? The judges give him a score of 178. Looks like he did. A total score now of 701, meaning Enoch wins the bronc riding by a slim 2 points after a sensational ride. And so winds up the 1960 All-Star California Rodeo from Salinas, the golden jubilee of this great event. Some of the cowboys will leave Salinas richer by far. Others will have only bruises to show for their competition. So goes rodeo, America's own exciting sport. And this is Mel Lambert saying so long for the California Rodeo.